Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, MotoManDan, back at it again with the post commentary for Black Border Chimps. We're on Candy Falls, I believe is the name of the map. I'm going to call this one Melted Chocolate because I wanted to thematically use Gwendolin and all of Gwendolin's, special, unique power-ups that Gwendolin gives for the tack shooter, for the wizard monkey, and for the mortars. So, and this was somewhat of a recent change, but a welcome one for sure, is that Gwendolin buffs the attack speed, maybe the pierce or damage or something, of the Ring of Fire, which is 4th tier top path tack shooter and above, the Signal Flare, which is 3rd tier bottom path mortar monkey, and the Dragon's Breath, which is 3rd tier middle path wizard monkey, the most expensive to get to of all of them, I think. Yeah, because of the wall of fire. We have to be worried in the beginning about purples and about camos. Camos are really kind of the more crucial part. Gwendolin's fire will burn the camos, her ability, but on 33, I believe it is, when you have the pinks and reds, there are too many of them for Gwendolin's fire to take because it's going to expire before that can happen. So you have to get the village up before then, or you can get camo detection on the wizard. I didn't want that. I wanted the top path so that way I could change where the wall of fire was going to land. But yeah, so I honestly think Gwendolin plus Striker Jones would be a really strong combo for the mortar, of course, because they would both buff the mortar. But maybe that would be a co-op thing. But now that we have the mortar, we don't need the hot shots on the tack shooter. Instead, we could go for the Ring of Fire, but I decided to go for the mid because I was able to afford it. So that would just be extra purple popping power, and that's because it can get popped by the explosion of the mortar monkey. So in this setup, it will actually pop those purple balloons. So theoretically, you could do it without a village, but we need the camo detection anyways on the tack shooters. They're going to be really good against the Moabs. The mortar, though, is, our biggest weakness with this setup is the grouped Moabs, grouped BFBs. I mean, yeah, we do a lot of damage in Pierce, but I feel like it's just not enough to, really make sure that everything is taken care of, and we might get overwhelmed on, large balloon rounds, large Moab rounds as well in the 80s and 90s. Obviously here 63, not a problem at all. Now I'm spamming the Phoenixes, so I got 2 summoned Phoenixes, and they seem to be basically, as long as their duration is, the cooldown is like half the duration, right? So I'm able to continue to spam them one after the other and keep them up almost all the time. 3 of them would be perfect, but as you can see here, I'm basically just spamming it every time it expires. I hit a new one, and then the other one comes off of cooldown. So it's super useful for that reason, just to help out with the balloons and stuff and kind of speed it up a little bit. At this point, I wasn't sure what I wanted to go for as my 5th tier, but I thought to myself that it would probably be best to go for the Bloons Incineration, and that way we were able to just take out all the Moabs, all the BFBs, and be left with ceramics, which is totally fine. It's a bit of an expensive upgrade because Shattering Shells and it in and of itself is expensive. I could have gone for the Wulp, but I just didn't feel like he was going to solve the problem that we had, which was Moabs and grouped, BFBs and stuff. Like this round right here, for example. I mean, look at how far they're getting. They're not going around the turn, but I just wasn't sure how strong the defense would be. So once I get a Bloons Incineration, you'll never see. I mean, look at those mobs, dude. They just melt so quick. BFBs and Moabs are not going to make it past. ZOMGs sort of will, but the BFBs and Moabs definitely will not. Not at all. But yes, so Gwendolin, definitely my favorite hero of the game. I don't use Gwendolin enough because I am kind of addicted to Ben making money. But yeah, so we get the get the Bloons Incineration, and then next we're going for the Infernal Ring because we can afford it. We afford it at 96, and we kind of coast from there. We just spam a bunch of middle path wizards because they get buffed by Gwendolin, so why not? They're a good DPS to take out the bad balloon, and that was it. Anyways, guys, as always, if you like the video, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe if you haven't. And I will catch you on the flip side. All right, deuces.